We love her.
I'm David Contreras, and I started Launchpad, the Center for Hope and Building Dreams in Austin, Texas. The purpose is to help at-risk students, or really just all kids, capture a vision for the future and really provide tools that can really empower them today. Launchpad is it's really three major components. It is our after-school programs, it is a parent engagement, and it is a community outreach. Currently, we are overseeing after-school programs 5 days a week. Those programs consist of everything from filmmaking to cooking to theater and, of course, soccer.
We're going to have a game this week, Saturday at 12 o'clock. Is everybody cool? Saturdays.
I have 60 to 70 kids per class. And so in those classes we teach leadership, we teach financial literacy, how money works for you. We teach healthy relationships, what they look like, how they should look, and the importance of education. A lot of these kids, like myself, are from single parent homes, and growing up in a single parent home, we faced a lot of different challenges. My father passing away when I was a young boy. I didn't have any male role models, so I kind of became one of those troubled kids. By the mid-20s, I had three of my closest friends already in the Texas penitentiary. So I knew I was on a wrong course in life. There was a point in life, I had an epiphany in my mid-20s that really was life-changing for me. And got around some mentoring that really began to help me develop leadership and take responsibility for my life. Working with an outreach group, we felt that we really needed to assist this particular community that was having some gang issues in the city of Austin. When I was 28 years old, we had this brilliant yet naive idea to approach one of the main gangs in the city and to just kind of befriend them. So we were able to build relationships with the gangs, and the outcome was great because they signed a 2-year truce to stop the violence, to stop the shooting in the city of Austin. During that time was actually when I first met my wife, and she was actually from that very community.
I started a welfare to work program. I was a single mom on welfare, fresh off the streets, trying to get my life on track, and I was placed at the State Treasury Department working for Ann Richards. From that point, I was hired by K. Billy Hutchison, senator, then I was hired by George Bush, then he ran for president, and then I went to the White House to work for him.
In Washington, D.C., I worked for the president's faith-based and community initiatives. Never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined working in the White House for a United States president. Those are things for other people, for privileged people, but not for individuals like myself. No. I was able to see the impact of lives being changed by these organizations. Little boys who had hope, men who were pumping their lives into these kids. And so I thought, one day I'm going to be able to reach back and look in these kids' eyes and tell them, I believe in you. I know you can do whatever you put your mind to do. Things I never heard growing up. When we left Washington, even though the offers were for us to stay, the opportunities were going to be bigger, it wasn't important. What was important was coming back and doing what we're doing.
I'm the dropout prevention specialist. I work with at-risk youth. J. Frank Dobie Middle School is located in the highest crime rate area in Austin. We have the highest prostitution rate, highest gang rate, highest murder rate, and this is the area that my students call home. They walk through the area of being solicited by prostitution and gang members. They see drug deals going on. What they don't see is a man carrying a briefcase. They never see a man kissing his wife goodbye for the day. They never see a doctor getting in a Mercedes to drive off to work. The first time I heard David's story, I was just amazed. I just knew that I had to meet him. For the past 6 years, I'm proud to say that our dropout rate has been at 0%. David is not just an after-school program. David is in the business of changing lives. That's exactly what he's done here at Dobie. He's changing lives. Being a single mother, I knew that as much as I have gone through, as much as I did, I knew that there were still things that he could teach her that I hadn't taught her. Christina will be the first one in our family that's going to walk across the stage to graduate high school. And she'll be the first one to attend college. So I think that David has instilled so much self-confidence in Christina.
Okay.
How come you get emotional when you talk?
Like, I get emotional because, like, I feel like they didn't have to do it. Growing up without a father, he's like I would say he's like my father away from home. Everybody in the classroom thought he was just going to be like some motivational speaker that was just going to be like, oh guys, you guys could do it. And then when you actually hear his story, like, it makes you want to break down. They taught me, don't give up on yourself and don't settle, because so many of us have so many opportunities in life and we could be whatever we want to be. Everybody in that classroom could relate to him so much, and it's just like, he's just like me and he made it, so why can't I? In middle school, I would hang out with the gangster kids, and David sat me down and David's like, Mija, you're going down the wrong path. When it's somebody completely new in your life saying, you know what, Christina, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that and you're gonna do that, and you're like, whoa. I stayed with David in the program, and some of those kids I hung out with kind of left that program. And if you look at me now compared to them, they dropped out of high school. They have how many kids? And I'm 17 years old, and I'm going to be going to a university. So when I think about that, I'm like, wow. Like, this program is just amazing. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it's like trying to describe how water tastes if you want to describe this program.
I'm Carol Chapman. I'm the principal here at J. Frank Dobie Middle School, and I've been here for about 6 years now. A lot of our students have parents who are either incarcerated or just have never been in the picture before. And what David has done is, not only does he mentor them directly, he also finds others who can mentor along with him. Launchpad has made it easier for me because the kids now have a hook, if you will, to come to school. They want to be here, they want to be in Launchpad, they want to participate in the programs after school now. Children that have never respected an adult before, including sometimes their parents, are respecting David. I wish the world had more people like David. I wish we had a David for every child in this school. If we had 600 of him, I'd be totally happy.
What does it mean to you? I want to hear what you got to say. What does it mean to you, Leslie? Good. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Yes.
My name is Art Acevedo, Chief of Police, City of Austin, Texas. I would say he's like a shooting star. I mean, he's moving at a trillion miles an hour. You can see this bright light in the sky, and if you think about David, when you think about a shooting star, you're supposed to make a wish, right? But when you see David, you know that what we're wishing for is success in young people's lives. Well, here's a guy that gets it. David's a guy that decided, you know what, I see an issue, I see a challenge, and I'm not just going to complain about it, I'm going to do something about it. We know that as a result of his caring humanity and his efforts, that there are kids that we are not going to have to deal with in the criminal justice system because of David. What he's doing is planting seeds of hope, planting seeds of respect, and he's really changing lives. And we in the Austin Police Department love working with him because we can see the positive influences he's having on these young people.
Hello, my name is Silvia Martinez. I am a mother of 4 children. Well, we actually live in a high-risk area, and there was actually a drug raid right across the street. There's various activity around here, you know, drugs, prostitution, just different things around the neighborhood. And my children go to the Launchpad program. If they weren't there, they would actually be here in this environment. He's bringing hope to our children through the Launchpad program. If I could give anything to Mr. David, it would be to continue to help my children grow and invite him to their graduations.
Launchpad is basically sponsored by my wife and I think one of the biggest we're facing at the moment is a facility, is a structure where we can bring these families into one location and provide a variety of the programs I mentioned earlier that will help equip and empower these families to be successful. Aside from that, just the basic needs of transportation to get our kids to our various programs. And without the support of people believing in what we're trying to accomplish, these kids are going to fall through the cracks. They're going to end up in the gangs. They're going to end up in our courts and in the law system if we can't cast that net to hold them.
Thank you, David, not just for what you're doing, but for everything you're doing for all of us to make Austin and keep Austin a great place to live.
Launchpad is fun!